Welcome to another episode of Grandma Polly. This is our new season 6, episode 1, and we are so very much uh, happy that you can enjoy us today. And we just want to take a time out to think about what 2023 has done for us, out with the new and in with the out with the old and in with the new. Y'all excuse me for a bit. I'm just having a little moment to myself. But anyway, we have two very brilliant, wonderful, exciting guests on here tonight, and we're looking forward to find out what's going on in their life. As you saw the intro, for starters, let's just talk about some of the things that oh, some of the things that are going to be happening this year with these two brilliant, amazing writers, and we look for things that are let's not go any further. Let's not waste any time. Let's bring the first one in. This guy right here has done some amazing things. He is truly incredible, facing the challenges he has faced to overcome those. But I'm going to give a little brief intro for him. Y'all give it up and just learn a little bit about him. All right, here we go.
Hi, my name is Jermaine Simone. I'd like to tell you about my new book, The Little Bird and the Magic Oracle. Readers will embark on an extraordinary journey about the little bird and human girl as they navigate through the rites of passage with the guidance of the Magic Oracle. One of my favorite segments of the book is when Jordan learns how to fly for the very first time with her father. First times can be difficult, but the challenges help us rise to the occasion. Being a dyslexic author, my first book was very challenging, but it helped me rise to the occasion and write my new book. The Little Bird and the Magic Oracle will help families learn about invaluable lessons about courage, resiliency, and the power of friendship. You can purchase my book on my website at www.seamonent.com. Once again, that's www.seamonent.com. Thank you.
So y'all give it up for Jermaine Simone. Give it up for Jermaine. You can y'all excuse me 1 second. We're having some technical difficulties that are tripping right here right now, but we're gonna get that worked out. Jermaine, thank you for being on the show tonight. As you
Thank you for
just said,
having me.
you talked about all the things that you faced in that intro with your new book, The Little Bird. Just want to see what you have to say about that.
Regarding the little bird, the new book.
Yes,
It's well, like it's been a challenge. Everything I have done thus far has been a challenge. There's no easy rule if you want to bring something to this world. It's been a great thing, a great challenge, but very rewarding. 'Cause you get to see the final project, and you get to see everything come to fruition. You're like, this is what I birthed. This is the dream of mine. This is something I was just a thought in my head at one point in time, but now it's a hard full copy book. It's there. It's awesome. So yeah.
definitely. But before we get into more about what your book is, let's bring in the other guest and see what she's has to say about some of the things that she has done. Now, this guest, you all know her and love her. This is the one and only, Miss Grandma Polly herself. And you know her. She had me special host the show tonight so she can talk about some of the wonderful things that she has planned for the year as well. These two brilliant, amazing authors are doing some wonderful things with this 2024. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for you know and love her, who she is, Miss Grandma Polly.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year's, and we are so happy to be back. Thank you, Kenny, for hosting for me tonight because we do have a lot of stuff going on. Um, and I guess to say, my new book, The Dangers of the Internet, it came out in November, and it's an interesting story. Got pretty good feedback on it. I've had the adults coming to me saying that it's not just for the children, it's for the adults also, because we live in a time where everybody has phones, iPads, computers, and all of this stuff. And it was created for good stuff, for great stuff, but as we all know, there is dangers that lurk in those dark corners. So, with that being said, that's just a little tip of what's going on with me right now
All
and the new
right.
book.
All right. Well, I'm very honored to be hosting the show tonight and having two amazing authors that are doing some wonderful things. I want to start with some questions, guys. Let's start with the inception of the book and the inspiration behind it. Now, this is for both of you. Now, can each of you share a story behind the idea or the inspiration of this particular book that you're working on now, and how did it come to you, and how did it evolve during the writing process? Who wants to go first?
Sure. Ladies first. Ladies first.
Whoever.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go, Jermaine, go. But anyway, my my inspiration came from the book that just came out. Well, Kenny, y'all know the whole series deals with issues that we as families and children deal with in our neighborhood. And with this one being the fifth book, um, I was inspired just by different stories that hit the internet or they show on the news. You hear about these young people running away with somebody they met online, or you hear of young people being bullied online. When we were in school, we dealt with people in the schools, and once you left school, you were kind of away from all the craziness until you went back the next day or after the weekend was over. But now, whether it's school or anywhere else, people have access to each other all the time through the internet. And some of the behavior is good and some of the behavior is bad. And I wanted to show, our young people and our young adults and families too, how the choices that we make, whether it be a good or bad choice, most of the choices we make are personal, based on our feelings. And we don't think about the consequences. And a lot of times we don't even think about how it affects the people who are are a big part of our lives. When these kids go missing, with all the sex trafficking and stuff that's going on, yeah, they are damaged. But think about the damage that it does to the family, the horror that the family lives through trying to figure out where is my child or where is my family member. So that's basically, dealing with the dangers of the internet. I don't want to give away a whole lot. I want folks to read it because it's a roller coaster ride.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Jermaine, you share your insight and your thoughts on that as well.
Well, Grandma Polly has been my inspiration. The little Big Red Kids have been my inspiration for writing this new book regarding my first chapter book. 12 chapters, 133 pages. But my main inspiration comes from my family and my imagination. There's a lot of stories out there that I have always wanted to tell and always wanted to hear. So my inspiration was my family and love my family and friends. Yeah.
Now, I haven't finished yours all the way, Jermaine, but I've been totally, totally moved by the vividness and the imagination that you've conjured up in this story. And I want to know, like, where did that come from? That for the second book, was it because of the first book? I know you just said with the Big Rig Kids was part of the inspiration, but the imagery that
Yes.
you presented in your second book, The Little Bird, what it's fantastical, for lack of better words. It's like a fan, fantasy and fancy at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Thank you.
So, what was that? What the imagery? Let's just go with the imagery. How was that played out through all the challenges and everything that you are faced have gone through the different ways that you've had to learn? How were you able to convey that imagery so that other people can feel it?
Well, I see the world in a very not just black and white, but in colors. I see it in colors. I see it in stages. So everything is something to me. Everything is an experience. So I wanted to invite people through my words into my quote unquote living room and see what I see this magical world and see how I see it. So I want to invite people and sit down next to me and explore the world as I see it. So that's how I do. That's how I wrote this book in that standpoint. And the second book is coming out as well. It's going to build upon the first book, where more character building, more set building, and going deep into the forest and where the book is set.
It because I'm going to definitely have some conversations with my grandbabies about it. So, Renee, I also had the
Yes.
honor. I finished yours, because we were going through the proofreading process together. So, I was I didn't think it could get better than the fourth one, uh, the
The
big kids,
racism.
yeah, facing racism. But you did it, and it was an emotional roller coaster ride, as I can say, and attest to definitely a lot of emotion. And I don't want to say angst, but I want to. It just kept you on your p's and q's, wondering what was going to happen next. So tell us what was the behind story for that as well.
Who the behind story for it was, um, I wanted to make it, I wouldn't say a mystery, because I don't think that's the word that I would use, but just making it a page turner. You know how it is when you get into a panic and it's like, okay, I've dealt with this, and stuff just keep coming at you, just keep coming at you, just keep coming at you. And it seems like as soon as you get through one thing, here comes something else. So I wanted to keep it going, pique the interest to where a child or even an adult would read it and they'd be like, "Oh, I can't put it down because now I got to see what happened next." This happened. Now, what happened next? It's like when my grandmother would sit down and watch the news. I mean, this is really funny in a sense. The news back then, and yes, I'm dating myself, but the news back then only came on doing midday, real early in the morning, and then 6 o'clock news, and that was done. And my them they would like hear part of a story, and it was like, oh, we gotta wait until news come on to see what happened next. So I wanted to draw people into it, but I also wanted people to realize that these things actually happen in life.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. I can attest to that. Jermaine,
Yes, sir.
as you spoke in the video that we played a little earlier about the different cognitive approaches that you do with addressing and learning things, um, that right there in itself is amazing to me. And when I look at that and see that you've written these books, these stories, and the imagination, the wonderment, because I read your first book as well too, and I was like, I was moved totally by that, the courage, the tenacity that it took to even address that and share it with the world.
Yeah.
I truly admire that, and I can only imagine with the people who learn differently, when they read this and see your story, that how it will touch them in ways. So, with that being said, what are I might have answered the question, but in reading your books, what are some of the lessons that you hope people walk away with and the stories?
Well, my first book, Daddy Big Secret, Jordan Learns the Truth, was about telling my daughter my deepest, darkest secret that I'm dyslexic. And it was the biggest thing I ever did before because I never shared it with anybody. I shared it with people personally, one on one, on a need to know basis. But this was something that I needed to tell my daughter, I needed to share with my daughter so I can be a better father, so I can be a better husband, so I can be a better mentor to different young people who I mentored throughout the while I lived in Philadelphia. So that's what I did with that. The second book is actually just a brainchild of something I just get birthed out of my brain. I had an idea, had a thought, and these stories will help and should help and will help anyone who reads it go through life and understand that there's no challenge you can't make, and there's no challenge you can't. There's no hill too high you can't climb. That you can always keep pushing for the stars. So sky's the limit.
Awesome, awesome. And you also, as we seen in that scene just now, you also have an audio version coming out with this book. You want to elaborate on that?
Oh yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. The audiobook is going to be voiced by Miss Marona Moore, Big Eagle. She's a lovely woman, near and dear to my heart. Great voice. So she'll be doing an audiobook. The audiobook should be done around April, March ish. Around Easter, yeah, around Easter. But yeah, the audiobook's coming out. It'd be great to hear my words through her voice. It's awesome.
Awesome. I look forward to that. I also want to ask you one more thing about this. You have a tour coming up as well. So you want to tell
Yes,
people?
yes, yes. I will be seen and can be seen on many different places. I'm going to Philadelphia. I'm going to Chicago, but I also have the dates. Um,
I have them up next to
uh,
you
oh, okay,
that
great.
people can
Okay,
see.
good. Okay, there you go. I see it. So today I'm doing Grandma Polly's show. Um,
You want the
And then also I have the 13th. I have a literary show coming up, English literary show coming up. I'm going there. I have a brunch this weekend, and that's a private event. Where I'm going to do some books, a private event for a book signing, and to speak more about dyslexia and my new book, The Little Bird and the Magic Oracle. I will be going in Chicago to Malcolm X College in Chicago for a book tour. Then I'm going back to my alma mater and be inducted into the school's library, Leslie Pinckney Hill Library, for those who attended Cheney University on top of the hill.
oh,
And I'll be inducted in there. And then I'm going to Boston, and then I'm going to Huntsville, North Carolina.
wow, you're doing some amazing things, man. Safe to say, my, this thing, we're having a little technical difficulties over here, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to get it all right. So thanks for your patience and truly appreciate. So I'm sorry about that, guys. I apologize for that. I'm trying to click over to back to us and the mouse dies, but it's okay because we're talking about grander and greater things. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you being inducted into your alma mater, your school, that is huge. That is huge. That is something that I don't even know what to say about that, man. That's a very special honor, and with everything that you've done through your life and the challenges that you've overcome, I think it's well deserved, truly well deserved. And
Thank you.
now for you, Renee, you
Whew.
sister of mine, my sister, who's just in a writing frenzy. Let me ask you, from your first book to your fifth book, have you noticed a difference in the writing process and what kind of what was the writing process from the first book to the fifth book? Not don't think about the middle books, 2, 3, and 4. Just think about what it was like on the first book, and then what it was like on the fifth book. Can you kind of give us some enlightenment of the creative process that took place and the differences?
Um, I think first of all, I got to go back to Jermaine for a minute. Jermaine, thank you so much for your compliment. You know, you say that every time we get together that I was an inspiration to you, and I appreciate that. You know, and I'm hoping to be an inspiration to other people, as people has been inspiration to me because you're an inspiration to me, and so is your wife. You know, because we're working on some projects together too. So we just gonna keep on inspiring each other and inspiring other people around us. You know, and keep it moving. But back to you, Kenny. Your question: the process in the first book and the fifth book. How do I want to answer that? The first book, I started writing, not having a clue into the whole process and everything that went into it. And I tell people that all the time, you know, just start writing and then, you know, somebody will step in and help you figure it out. So from that first book to this fifth book, there was a lot I learned in between. But I think the difference in the writing style now is when I first started, I started at a third grade level. Now these children are growing. So the topics become bigger and the lessons are even bigger because they're becoming age appropriate.
Mm,
So
definitely.
so that's kind of the difference in it, but it's still keeping it family oriented. And I'm inspired to, in a sense, hoping that it would help the storyline will help those who are behind in reading. So you have a fifth grader who's reading on a third grade level.
Got you.
They start there and then they could work through, all these other books to get up to their reading level because they're growing.
Awesome.
Not only are the topics still growing, but the lessons are growing.
That's awesome. Well, it's safe to assume that you guys are definitely making changes in this world, doing some wonderful things. But we're going to take a break right now and just remind people that are watching, if you would, just share this because this definitely has to be heard by the people who are even looking for it and don't even know they're looking for it. Those people are truly the ones. And you have to share it and stay to the end because there's going to be something special. We're going to have some giveaways, guys, aren't we?
Yes, and
Yeah.
I do have a question before you go out, Kenny.
Yes.
Um, how y'all out there in the audience? I see it on YouTube, but are we Facebook Live too? Because I couldn't
Uh,
find it on Conversation with Grandma Polly.
Now we are. It
I
wasn't.
I can't check it right now. I,
Okay,
but we are we? I think.
Jermaine, you gave a thumbs up.
Felicia said, yes, we are.
Oh, we are. Okay,
Oh,
good,
okay, because I couldn't
good,
find it. All right,
good. Yeah, we had some technicalities going on today.
right.
I checked everything, and then as soon as Showtime started, it happened. Murphy's Law took effect. So, with that said, we're gonna get back to the giveaways.
Yes,
Definitely,
I just wanted to
because
make sure my Facebook people was included.
yeah. We definitely have some great giveaways. You guys want to talk about what's going to be given away today? Who wants to go first?
Ladies first.
Jermaine.
Okay, sure. I'm giving away both my books. Jordan, my Daddy Big Secret, Jordan Learned the Truth, which is a story about me telling my daughter, you see right there, me telling my daughter my deepest, darkest secret. And then giving away my second book, My Latest Accomplishment, which would be a series and also an audio book. So, The Little Bird and the Magic Oracle. So I'm giving away both books. So you get two for the price of one.
Wow. All right. Y'all hear that? 2 for 1? Where y'all know that happened at? Come on. We talking books, literary knowledge, literacy. We're talking 2 books. I love to read myself, so especially things that propel me and do things for me. Renee, what are you giving away, sister?
I'm giving away a book, but I'm going to give the person who wins a choice because some of these people already have maybe one or two or whatever book. They will get a choice in, the one that they want.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. That's awesome. So you guys have to stay to the end to get the win, and we're gonna have some trivia questions about you guys. Some things that people might not know. You know what I mean? Some of the things that people might not know. We can actually, let's talk about that before we go. Well, you know what? When we come back from the welcoming our sponsors, paying some bills, things like that. We'll get more into it. But let's take this moment to give our sponsors a shout out, and we'll be right back.
Grandma Polly and the Big Rig Kids organization would like to take this moment to thank our sponsors: Simone Entertainment and Enterprises, Motherly Music Movement, WITS Writers in the Spirit, Your Special Agents, and the TNT Real Estate Team. And last but not least, KJ Multimedia Solution. Your generosity and belief in our mission is greatly appreciated. thank you all from the bottom of our hearts.
All right, guys, give it up for our sponsors. So, getting back to what we were talking about before we pass through this segment, let's talk about some of the things that people may not know to get these prizes from you. So I want to know from each of you, okay? Each of you, this question right here. This is for the audience. This is for the audience, not for you guys, because you guys know this, all right? And you just have to attest if what they say was correct or not. So how much of your family makeup affects your writing? For you, Jermaine, and for Renee, how many children does Grandma Polly have on her father's side?
Okay.
So
Nah, I gotta go with look.
So the people out there today who are watching, thank you so much for watching and being a part of this this amazing first show of the season. I don't know how much those questions are for you or how much you know, but we just want to know how much you know about them, because if you don't know, we want to share it, you know? So we'll take some time to let people answer on that. And we have our special assistant looking over those answers for us. Am I right, Miss Felicia?
Yes.
Okay, I got my answer, but okay. You know, my book are made up of a lot of family also, but that's your main question. So they just gonna have to guess the grandkids on my father's side.
Yep,
Okay.
on your father's side. And while we're waiting for that, we got a little special segment about you out there who are watching. If you want to become a sponsor or if you're looking to promote your business, check this next segment out for us, all right? We'll be right back after this.
Authors, artists, musicians, and business owners of all kinds. Are you looking for a platform to showcase your work and reach a wide audience? Look no further. We are thrilled to invite you to advertise on the Conversations with Grandma Polly show, a popular and influential platform with over 10,000 followers and subscribers across various social media platforms. By advertising on the CGP show, you will have the unique opportunity to connect with a diverse and engaged audience who are passionate about discovering new talent and supporting innovative businesses. Our show is known for its high-quality content, captivating interviews, and thought-provoking discussions, making it the perfect platform to promote your brand and gain valuable exposure. Whether you are an author seeking to promote your latest book, an artist looking to showcase your artwork, a musician wanting to share your music with the world, or a business owner aiming to reach new customers, the CGP show offers a range of advertising options tailored to suit your needs. Our team is dedicated to providing you with a seamless and effective advertising experience. We offer competitive rates, flexible packages, and personalized support to ensure that your message reaches the right audience at the right time. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to elevate your brand and expand your reach. Join us on the Conversations with Grandma Polly show and let us help you shine a spotlight on your talent, creativity, and entrepreneurial spirit. To learn more about our advertising options and to secure your spot on the Conversations with Grandma Polly show, please contact us at 404-500-7801. Again, that's 404-500-7801. We can't wait to collaborate with you and help you achieve your goals. Remember, the world is waiting to discover your brilliance. Advertise on the CGP show today and let your voice be heard.
Awesome. I'd just like to say that's what comes with CGP and all of the things that, you know, if you are an artist, a dancer, an author, any one of those. If you want to showcase what you're doing in the community, just let us know, and we can work some things out to help promote awareness and your brand to an audience that may not hear you otherwise. So thank you for that. So guys, as you know, do we have any anybody that knows anything, Felicia, that's come through the text? Okay, we do. Renee, your answer,
What?
is it 10?
No.
It's not 10?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We
Because
do.
you said how many grandkids on my father's side, right?
How many children? Kids.
How many children on my
Yeah.
father's side?
Yeah. How many children?
Oh, wait a
Not
minute. Let me
grandchildren.
go back and look at that one then.
Oh my God. See, we like to have some fun
Let me
here.
go. Wait a minute. Let me go back and look at that one. No. It's not 10, and it's not 9, and it's not 7. I came from a big family on both sides. So you asked me how many siblings my dad has, right?
Yeah. That's the question.
Okay. Yeah, I came from a big family. Um, no, it's not 10. I will give an example. I will give a hint though. It is more than 10.
It's more than 10. Okay.
Uh huh.
And
Michelle said, "Yeah."
12.
Michelle Great Boat said 12. Yes.
So we have a winner.
We have
Ooh,
a
who else? You
winner.
said 16. Wow. I
So
did have an
Michelle,
aunt that had 17 though. Yes, I
Michelle,
did have an aunt that had 17 kids.
wow. So we'll do that. We'll get it the 17 the 12 to Michelle Great Bolt. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
And Michelle, you can reach us after the show, but stay on till the end. Stay on till the end. Do we have anything for the Simones? You know what? You know what's an interesting question? He mentioned tonight. Maybe we should make it a little easier. What college did they meet at?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's a better one because he actually mentioned it tonight. If you were watching, so this is why it's important to stay on and listen because you're gonna win some things if you know some things.
I can give a hint.
Okay, hold on for a minute, Kenny, while they're doing
Yep,
that, because Jermaine is giving away 2 books.
he's giving away two.
Michelle won one. Yeah, so I'm gonna do another one, and if somebody could answer how Sapphire got her name, they'll get a book.
Okay, I thought it's because you like the color blue.
Cheyenne Gutton said Cheney.
There it is, Cheney University.
We have a winner.
Another winner. Another
You
winner.
too can be
And that might be hard. I've said it before, and that might be hard, but um, either answer that or they may not get the truck one. I'll tell them what that is if they can answer this next question. Who is Grandma Polly?
Okay, yeah, that's an easy one.
Who was Grandma Polly modeled after?
That is an easy one.
Yeah, that's an easy one, I think.
Yeah, and while we're waiting, let's ask you guys a few more questions because I'm really intrigued by the whole writing process. As I write too, but I'm more of a poet. So, the balancing act, the balancing act. Now, this right here, they talk about show business, whether you're writing, singing, producing, show business. It's also a business. So what I would like to know is balancing writing and other aspects of your life. Other aspects can be challenging. How do you manage your time, your energy, and to ensure that you can fully immerse yourself in the creative process And do you have any advice for aspiring authors who are looking to balance their writing careers and pursuits?
Well, I can take this one. For myself, I set deadlines. I want to have certain things done by a certain date. So if I go past that date, then okay, I'll readjust my deadline. But I set deadlines for myself, so therefore I know I'm on track. My writing process is just free flowing. As soon as I wake up in the morning, if I have a thought, I write it down, I jot it down, I grab my phone so I don't forget it. So I keep it just free flowing. Since my second book is more about nature and how nature and friendship works, I take a lot of stuff from my family and friends and the stories I've heard over time and try to incorporate those into this book.
I love that. I love that you deadlines. You know what they say? There's a saying: goals are dreams with deadlines. If it doesn't have a deadline, it's just a dream. You know. So kudos to you on that, man. Deadlines are everything. So I truly appreciate that and can respect that. Renee,
Yes.
what about you?
I'm a prancer.
A prancer.
No, that's a form. That's a form of writing.
Oh, okay.
I
Let's
am a
learn to.
prancer. The form of that is I don't write out like a lot of people will do outlines and different stuff like that. I don't. I just write. I write with the flow. I never title my chapters until I'm completed, until the book has been completely written. And I juggle my time by, well, I work from home, so it's like when I get that urge to sit down and write, I just write. And then when I get to that point where I've typed out all the thoughts that was in my head, I may leave it alone for a little bit, but then when those thoughts start flowing again, I go back to it. My brain never shut down. It drives me crazy. But that's how I balance my time. And like Jermaine said, if I start writing, I may start writing a book today. Then I'm going to say, okay, this is a 12 chapter book. I'm going to tell myself those 12 chapters are going to be done within 12 months. And there are times, just like the one Dangers of the Internet, I got completed in 4 months. But my long term target was 12 months. So if something happened or something came up, I still gave myself enough leeway to complete that project. But most of the time, it's done ahead of time.
Got you. Awesome. Awesome.
I think that answers your question.
Yeah, you did. Truly did. Now I want to know. Let's have some fun, guys. Y'all ready to have some fun? So each
Yeah,
of you got
Cheryl Hayes.
Cheryl Hayes.
Cheryl Hayes answered yes. Your
Cheryl
grandma.
Hayes. Oh, yep. We have a winner, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a winner.
And I want to tell you guys, y'all remember this.
Hold on.
The question about Sapphire. Sapphire, the truck, was actually the nickname that my grandfather gave me from the time I was a child. I can't ever remember that man calling my name. It was always Sapphire.
Sapphire.
And he was a man of great wisdom. But of course, Sapphire is a female. So I gave her the name that my grandfather gave me from a child. He never called me Renee.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That's some good insight, ladies and gentlemen out there. Some behind the story tweaks that some
Because
little
it's going to
Easter
come up
eggs.
later in some of these shows, Kenny.
Yeah.
I'm giving y'all a little bit here and
Yeah.
there, but it's going to come up.
Definitely little Easter eggs for y'all. But I want to give it up to Cheryl Haynes and who else won tonight? Lou Esther Sims, right?
Cheryl answered before Luesta. The other one was Michelle
Michelle
Great
Blake.
Boat
Yeah. Well, congratulations, guys.
and Cheyenne Guyton.
Cheyenne Guyton, thank you so much for being a part of that and staying tuned. We want to give it up to you guys for being the winners tonight, and stay tuned because someone will be in touch with you to get your information to mail those out to you. So
Yes.
I want to have some fun with you two now. All right, I want to have some fun. I know we're three quarters of the way through the show, but this is some fun stuff about to happen right now. You guys have books, right?
Yes.
Plural, plural. Let's talk cinematic influence. Let's talk movies. Let's talk actors that you see acting out your books. Who do you see as actors that are out there today? You know, one, I'm going to say this. I can see Jordan doing a whole lot of this stuff. But I'm going to let you guys marinate on that and really come back and tell me, who do you think can really capture the essence of what you wrote? What actor out there today can capture the essence of some of the roles
Mm,
that you've written?
that's not a fair question, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Jermaine,
That's a
it
good
looks like
question.
Renee's got to think about it a little while. So you want to go first?
Sure. I'm not really great with names, but I always envisioned a type of Uncle Phil um, person or imagery to play the father in my first in my second book, the category Mr. Hill. My second, so and then somebody like a Felicia Rashad, playing the mother. Uh, but I envision my book. I envision this book being animated. So I envision these voiceovers. I want amazing people who speak very well. So Lawrence Fishburne, Morgan Freeman. That's the name of a few, I guess. Yeah.
From the parts that I've already read in your book, you put me. I can see that. I can definitely see that. I can see that wisdom and that knowledge. That. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Totally see that actually. Renee.
You're not gonna get that same answer from me because my vision is different. When it comes down to the actors, ooh, God, who? I don't know. But I put it like this: I how I'm gonna say this. The people who are established are fine.
Okay.
But my goal and the target is, in our community, all those actors out there, I only know of those people.
Okay.
I have not met any of them or built a relationship with them. So in my mind, I want the people in our underserved community to take those roles on because there is so much talent in our communities, but the resources is not there.
Okay.
That's the way I look at it. I have not met any of those folks out there, but when we go into our underserved communities, I have the privilege of meeting these people and getting to know these people, and we all come together with opportunities.
Got you.
Yeah, I
So
mean, that's the best way I can answer that, Kenny, because you
I
know
got it. I
what
got it.
my whole thing is about.
Well, you actually just gave me a segue into our next segment of the show about the things that you guys are doing, and you're talking about the using people in the community. You have a play coming out soon. You want to
Yes.
give some people some insight on the things that are happening with that right now.
Ooh, a lot of them cry, baby. Don't get me started. Miss Felicia, don't shoot me for telling our business. Well, let me tell y'all something. How good my God is. We've been looking for places to just have rehearsals and all that stuff. And the library gave us space for auditions and different stuff like that. Kenny, I got to tell the story. So when we did our first round of auditions, there was a grandma that came to the library. She didn't even know that we were there. She went there to fax some papers and found out the library doesn't do that. So she stopped and asked what we were doing, and Miss Felicia told her. And she was like, my granddaughter lives, I mean, I'm 2 miles down the street. Is it too late to bring my granddaughter? And Miss Felicia was like, no, go ahead and bring her in. And some of these kids came in, some of them had some experience, and some of them didn't. And I told Miss Felicia, I said, we're not turning nobody away. I said, we're going to take every child that comes through this door and we're going to work with them. Fast forward, y'all. We looking for places, looking for places, looking for places. So grandmama said, I'm in a little small church. If you would just come and look at it, and if y'all could use it, I will introduce y'all to pastor. I have to get the story out because God is good. Fast forward again. We got on the phone with the pastor 2 weeks later, and when that man said, everything is okay, but we won't be able to get out there and open the doors for you all the time because we are an older church and it's a very small congregation. And fast forward story, when that man said, I just want to know who will be responsible for us to give a key to y'all, I'm still crying. Every
Wow.
time I think about it, I'm still crying.
Wow.
So we are now rehearsing at this church. We're going to perform the first play at this church. And I'm just ecstatic. I don't know what else to say. And the cast is the people from the community. That's my goal because there is so much talent in our communities that these children, they get overlooked. They get shoved to the side. The resources are limited. And mind y'all, we limited with resources too. So when we start hitting y'all up for donations, we would appreciate it. But it's Nash Road Church of God, and y'all, when I tell y'all, I want y'all to hear this, and I want y'all to hear me. Those kids are on it. We get in there and we get in meetings, and sometimes adults are over here talking about some of the things that need to be done or whatever. We look around, we see these kids sitting over here rehearsing their parts. When we get ready to go into rehearsal, they are excited. And these are children that we say, what, in our underserved communities. I know I talk a long time, but I had to get that one off, and I'll stop because I'm finna cry again.
Tito, pass the tissue, Jermaine. Stop teasing. No, it's a touching story because I actually got to see you guys rehearsing this weekend out there, and the kids are definitely doing some amazing things. So, kudos to you and Miss Felicia.
I'm gonna
And
cut you off because I know I kept talking and I can't leave this out. Then come down to find out, Jermaine
Yes.
was in the theater in his college, so he's gonna help direct it. His wife been with me, okay? Felicia, my manager, but here comes Jermaine too.
let's gotta give some love, some love.
So yeah, I'm a crybaby, but I just see how God is lining all of this up, and I have to thank Him. I'm not an overly religious person; I'm a spiritual person, but I do recognize Him when He shows up.
Definitely, definitely, you have to do that. Definitely.
Okay, now Jermaine, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh man. So
Ooh.
we're getting near the end of the show. I just want to ask you guys one last question. Like looking back on your writing journey, um, uh, so far, what are some of the most significant lessons that you've learned about yourself as a writer?
Mm.
But you okay?
I'm a crybaby. Go ahead. Y'all gonna talk about me later, but go ahead.
The most significant lesson that I've learned, it was from my teacher. That being dyslexic, I can do anything. I'm just like anyone else. I just had to work harder and keep moving toward my goals. That's the most important lesson I learned. I keep that. So I just work harder. There's a there's a cartoonist on my desk at work. There's Superman, the Flash, and Batman all lined up for a race. And Superman and Batman looks at the Flash. Superman and Flash look at Batman like, "What are you doing here?" He said, "I'm racing. I'm Batman. Believe in yourself." So I always do that. So I always tell people to believe in yourself. You never know what you can accomplish. Never shortchange yourself. Shoot for the stars.
Truly love that. You know, I gotta say,
Yes.
like when I learned about your story, I told your wife too as well. I'm like, man, that you know, to have that the different learning cognitive experience to in the way that they just force us to memorize things in school. They force us to memorize to
Excuse
do
me.
that and to elevate above that on top of all of the other stuff. You know, that's an amazing feat, and it kudos to you, man. If I had a hat on right now, I'd tip it to you.
It's awesome, Kenny. And you know, we sit down when I think about it. Yeah, and I ain't even hosting the show tonight, but I ain't trying to take over, but I got to get this out. Um, it's just amazing the way that I met Felicia and Jermaine. You know, that's a whole nother story because we met in Charlotte when they lived here.
Wow.
And now we're all here, you know, in Atlanta together. And like I said, I just see how it all coming together. And Jermaine and Felicia are not just, yeah, Felicia, my manager, but Felicia, I mean that in a negative way. But they have become family.
Definitely.
You know, where you grow together as where they became family.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
It's a beautiful, beautiful relationship that I witnessed because they are some wonderful people, truly wonderful, truly
Yes.
inspiring, encouraging, and just I'm glad to know them. I truly am. I was talking to them a little earlier and talking about some of the things that I've noticed and just I'm moved by it. You know, truly because you don't meet people like this all the time. You know, you rarely meet
No.
people like that. You know,
Yes.
you rarely meet people who are let alone on in the same book but on the same page in the same paragraph.
Yes.
You know, literally, and I
Yes.
meant that as a pun taken. Authors, books, chapters.
Okay. Oh, you was having one of those moments. Okay, I forgive you this time.
Definitely. So what about you, Renee? On looking back on your writing journey, what lesson have you learned about yourself as a writer?
That I could do it. You know, when I first started this, I had no idea what I was getting into. This was never even in my plan. And I just followed through on what my assignment was. And when I look back now, I'd be like, ooh, okay. Somebody told me I would be doing this now. I'd be like, man, y'all crazy. I like being on the truck, driving cross country.
Hmm.
But it's just amazing that I could do it. And I think so many times we put limits on ourselves out of fear. Like I was telling Miss Alicia, and I think I mentioned to you earlier this week, Kenny. I said the way things are coming together and to see how things are moving. It's not frightening, but it's scary. And I think a lot of people, you know, they won't do out of fear or because there is a level of being scared there.
I
And you have to push through it to get to the other side.
Yeah, I think a lot of it for people is when it's coming, they don't know they're caught up in they're indecisive and not knowing how to make a decision in that moment, and not realizing that they're making a decision, not making a decision. So it's like they get caught up in
Yeah,
that
Kenny, but I
decision
mean,
maintenance.
when I agree, but when I say scary,
Yeah,
it is.
it's scary.
I'm just being honest. It's like, okay, what do I do next? If I do this, it's going to mess that up, or if I do this, it's going to mess this up.
You
So
can't
it's not
overthink it.
even being decisive and not being, yeah, not being able to move forward. Yeah, overthinking, or I mean, you guys know there are things that I know, and there are things that I'm learning from you guys,
Yeah.
and the new learning part sometimes could be intimidating for a
Definitely.
better word. Yeah.
I get it.
But you push through it, and then you guys are surrounding me, and the support that I have
Got you.
is just awesome. From our wits writers to you, Jermaine, Felicia, and so many other people. So I say that, yeah, for me, at times it's still intimidating, but the thing I gain from it is that I know I can do it.
Yeah. And that's the bottom line. Getting it done and manifesting it. That's what it's all about. And that's why we're here
Hmm.
to manifest the grandest versions of ourselves. And when once we do that, we create another grander version of ourselves. So it's a
Hmm.
beautiful process. It's truly a beautiful process. And I
Yes, it
just
is.
want to get ready. We got to close out. Are there any final words that either of you would like to say to our watching audiences tonight?
Well, sure. If you're interested in knowing more about me and knowing more about my book and what's going on, you can follow me on Facebook at JKS dash author. Once again, that's JKS dash author. That's on Facebook. On Instagram is JKS underscore author. Once again, on Instagram is JKS underscore author.
Got you. Renee?
You can follow me at the Big Rig Kids Organization on Facebook. You can follow me at Conversation with Grandma Polly on Facebook. You can follow me at Renee Brown on Facebook. Um, my website, we've been going through some things with that, but it'll be here by Monday, and I'll be doing some posting about it. It's been a journey with that, and
Yeah.
that's another thing. You go through these journeys, but you learn to you maneuver around them, you pivot,
Those learning
and you
curves.
keep it going
Yep.
because obstacles are going to come.
Yeah.
You
Like
just have to
tonight.
deal with them.
Just like tonight. I don't know what happened. I had everything ready to roll. Everything was working, and everything didn't work. And then getting on, I'm just like, and then you get on and you get a little like, oh, I got this, but you just gotta keep purging through it. Keep purging through it, and
And wasn't that a little scary?
I wouldn't say scary. I think it was more okay. It catches you off guard. So that's what it is. It
Right.
catches you off guard, and you're like, okay, the show this must go on though. It still has to go on. So what do I need to do right now in this moment to keep it going? And you
Exactly.
might flubber some because I clicked on my buttons today were sticking, and I hadn't done a show in a while. Maybe that's why. And then Jermaine came up after the conversations with Grandma Polly, and I'm just like, I was supposed to come up and do my little spew, but these things happen. These things happen, but it's how you work through them, and just sharing it with people. Stuff happens, but you make the most of it and you traverse through it. So, and having two wonderful guests that definitely needed to be highlighted on all the awesome things they're doing with their newest and latest creations. I mean, it's like, man, I'm happy about that in itself. If we could just be sitting around talking, and I'd be interviewing y'all the same way.
I do have one more thing to add. I
Yeah.
didn't mention my website. If you want to purchase my book out there to listening audience and viewing audience, you can go to my website, which is www.semmonet.com. Once again, I'll get to you again. It's www. There you go, right there on the screen.
Yep.
www.semmonet.com. So
Slash shop.
you follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Books here is out there. So thank you again. Thank you for the conversation. I appreciate it.
And with that said, guys, we thank you for joining us tonight. We thank you for taking time out of your evening and being a part of this magic. So, with that said, we look forward to next week where everything will be working the way it needs to be working. I promise you that. So, with that said, without further ado, we love you. Thanks for tuning in with Grandma Polly, Conversations with Grandma Polly, or Conversations with Kenneth J. Love you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love
Signing
you
off.
guys. Peace out.
All right. Let's go ahead to the outro.